Nigeria is facing a huge financial headache to fund its record $49 billion budget. The government has announced plans to privatize its power generation companies and use those proceeds to plug the budget deficit. As Deji Badmosi now reports, Nigeria has for decades grappled with power challenges as it generates less than 5,000 megawatts for its vast economy.
Whether in small sizes like this ones or bigger ones like this, there's hardly any business in Nigeria that operates without a generator. They're simply ubiquitous in the West African nation. Without these generators, businesses like this bakery would probably not be in operation. Millions of homes in Nigeria would be in darkness.
The energy cost is one of the largest operating costs that we incur. And I know virtually any serious business in the country has multiple power generation facilities. In my office, we have 2 generators, and then you have another generator at home, and then you also have solar panels, you have inverters. These things all cost money. So if you look at your operating costs, you realize that energy costs alone account for more than 30–40% of your operating cost.
Nigeria has an installed power capacity of about 13,000 megawatts of electricity, but poor transmission infrastructure means not more than 5,000 megawatts can be distributed, leaving several parts of the country in darkness.
We need to put all the infrastructure in the hands of the private sector. Let them drive Genco, let them drive distribution, let them take over TCN. The market operator, system operator, let private companies run this, because if they run this as a business, as a pure business, they will make sure that the commodity gets in the hands of the people, of the customers, so that the customers can pay.
The government has since privatized some parts of the power sector, but not much improvement has been recorded in the power supply. Authorities are now pressing ahead with plans to sell off about 5 of the country's power generation companies to raise close to $600 million to fund the national budget. But whether that will translate to improved power supply is difficult to tell.
As a country, we have not done very well in giving attention to not only the power infrastructure in this country, but to all our infrastructures. And that has led to the situation of dilapidation that we are facing now. And the attention this government is giving, my own view, is unprecedented.
Despite the planned sell-off of the power plants, the government is still making investments in the power sector to boost electricity supply. In 2019, it signed an agreement with German firm Siemens to modernize the country's national grid and incrementally attain 25,000 megawatts of electricity by 2025. But experts say Nigeria's electricity model still needs to change.
Ultimately, the fix for our power industry in Nigeria will be where we have a case of willing buyer, willing seller. Someone produces electricity with whatever fuel they want, either it's gas or coal, or whether they're producing with solar, wind, or hydro. They should be able to deal with a power trader, someone that buys the power and then sells it to either distribution networks or directly to an off-taker.
The government has so far adopted a gradual approach in bringing in private investors into the power sector. It says it will continue to adopt a cautious approach until such a time when it's confident private hands can run the sector. Deji Badmosi, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.